Hopefully I'm in focus. Welcome everyone. This is a pick a card reading, pick a reading, pick a number reading, whatever. Not time specific. This is kind of a wish reading? I don't know. Luck reading. We'll be talking about what your kind of focus is for your desires a little bit, right? And my stomach is growling. Some elements that will be coming in to kind of assist you with that and what you can do to move on your way towards those hopes and dreams and goals and such. So yeah, as I said, not time specific, so you can watch this in any time it's applicable. There's 7 different readings, so just pick a number 1 through 7 or a couple of them or whatever you want, whatever you feel. I'll put some little objects down too that you guys can pick from. I'll go from left to right, 1 through 7, in case you're a little bit more visually oriented or whatever. Okay, thank you for watching. All right, if you all chose reading number 1, I'm seeing you as a person who, especially within this situation, but probably just in general, is very giving, dedicated, and present to what you're kind of like putting, the energies that you put into things, right? A little bit hyper-focused on certain things, especially things outside of yourself. Yeah. And that you're someone who's kind of seeking what you're seeking, what you're longing for is a little bit more diversity, I guess, and a little more inspiration, and something that's a little bit more personal to you, and a little less dependent on your surroundings, your environment, the people around you, your obligations, and that kind of thing. But something that's a little bit more for yourself. And it could be a healing thing as well, but something a little bit more active and incorporate. You want to kind of incorporate some more things into your lifestyle and what you're already doing. And I see that for you. I see you coming out of this sort of like obsession with what it is that you're putting towards. What it is that you're putting energy towards, and into a place where you're having a lot more ideas. It could be like educational based, and also just like hobbies and things like that, like things that kind of like get you going and get you kind of excited and make you want to like look into things and explore. It's still within the vein of you and who you are as someone who's very like dedicated and focused, right? But it's more tailored a little bit to you, and it's less one direction. Like I said, it's diversified. So cool. The thing though that's kind of coming in that's going to be this element to help you get to this place is something that first of all you're going to have to sort of move towards yourself, right? That you're going to want to grab onto, put a little energy into, because it's kind of something that is, I guess, not already involved in your life, right? So it would be easy almost, I guess, to just forget about it, to let it go, to not kind of catch it as it floats by a little bit, right? Because you don't need it necessarily to do what you're already doing. So unless you're really kind of willing and you really want it, and you're willing to like grab it yourself, because it's something that's kind of not as dependent on you as you are on it, I guess. The energy for that thing in general is something that I guess maybe is something that you've, sorry, let me catch my breath. Something that you've wanted to do, always kind of dreamed of doing, something on your bucket list type of thing, but you know, that is scary, I guess, that you may have to address some fears related to, some anxieties and things like that. Something that's very kind of, you know, it's a longing, but it's an anxiety as far as it, like actually moving towards it, right? But whatever that is, could be a good, at least first step to getting you to a place where you're just reaching out a little bit more. But they want you, first of all, I guess, the main advice that I'm getting is that in order to make room for a lot of these, or for some other things, right, some things that you want to kind of bring towards you, you have to release some things, and specifically like quieting these little voices, right? Obviously, this isn't about a complete transformation, letting go of everything you know and that kind of thing, but it's just about like the little doubts, the irrational fears, the opinions of those around you that are kind of, fear-based or don't have your best interests in mind. All of those little voices look like an issue in this situation, and they're kind of maybe blocking you a little bit from grabbing hold of this thing that's kind of over here floating in the atmosphere, right, that you can reach out for, but it's not just going to come sweep you up. You have to be a little bit active, and they want you to settle yourself as far as all that negative input goes, right, whether it's from within yourself and also from without of yourself, from others and from your environment and stuff like that. They want you to be more in touch with the possibilities, right, and the things that you kind of know that you have an inkling to do, and that you think may be a little bit exciting beyond these fears and irrational things that are kind of keeping you at a standstill and keeping you from moving forward. So yeah, okay, hopefully that's helpful. Yep, that's all I want to say. Okay, if you chose reading number 2, I'm seeing you, as far as the situation is concerned, as being somebody who may be a little bit personally guarded, but also, this sounds quite vague, but also seeking, right? Seeking and an idea person, but also a little bit closed off, and there's some maybe emotionalism in here, but it's very inside, right? Self-protective, could be a little bit micromanaging in some ways, and you're definitely like a contact person and a creative person, if that makes sense. Like you're active despite this kind of, it's almost like a double-sided thing a little bit, right? Your innards are still very like yearning and wanting, searching, and a little dissatisfied maybe. Okay, and as far as like what you're sort of seeking and what you're looking for, you're looking for signs, I guess. You're looking for something to really put a lot of your energy into, to put all of your energy into, maybe. Yeah, looking for your kind of destiny, I guess. What your purpose is, and your journey, your path, that kind of thing. Something that you can really, like I said, get really deeply into and sink yourself into, and to kind of come out of this rut a little bit, right? There's a little bit of a stuck energy passing out through this spread, or through this reading. A little bit of a stagnation and an inability to kind of mesh these two things, mesh these two parts, right? Your inner desires with your kind of outer talents and skills, maybe, that kind of thing. A little bit of a mismatch, and kind of like I said, that dissatisfaction or rut kind of thing. But I feel like you know a little bit what that is, what that at least have a ballpark idea of what those desires are, right? Like I said, you're looking for signs and things, but I'm feeling that you have at least some vague idea of what you're kind of looking for, and you're almost looking for permission, I guess. And Yeah. Okay. So, what am I talking about? I'm seeing that through this coming out of that stagnation and into something that is still very stable, can be family related and family oriented, home oriented, and that kind of thing. It's a very nurturing energy, but it's something that's very dedicated, and it is sort of based on your past, based on who you are, based on your accumulation of what you want, having figured out kind of what you don't want in some ways, right? What you want, what you don't want through your experiences and things like that. And this is a place that's very very personal, kind of personally worked out, like by you, by your hands kind of thing, right? To have this kind of idealized a little bit vision. Of course, it won't be like perfect, but it's congruent. It's in tune with kind of who you are and what you want, and those vague ideas that you have about something that's a little bit more. I want to say, because they're both very like stable energies, but I want to say this one's much warmer. It's more loving. That's why I'm getting sort of a familial aspect. Relationships maybe could also be like having to do with self-acceptance and that kind of thing. But something that's very personal, I guess, to you, and that can kind of maybe soothe by way of soothe some of those rough emotions by way of a little bit of stability, soft stability, kind of, if that makes any sense. It's a very living energy. Anyways, enough about that part. The thing that I'm seeing coming in to kind of facilitate this shift and this move forward can have to do with somebody making you an offer related to business, or somebody who has an establishment behind them, somebody who's very grounded, who has stability already, right? And it can also be built off of something that you've created too, right? Something that you've kind of been building, and it's now moving forward, something new being birthed out of that old thing, kind of thing, or old or established or well established something. Yeah, but it has a fresh energy. It has this energy of initiating something for you, of bringing something to you, of offering something to you. They're saying, the cards are saying, to, let's see, how do I put this? Be a little bit less, not continuing to focus on this kind of searching, looking for signs, looking for completeness, that kind of thing, looking for ultimate fulfillment, and to be a little bit more on this, I want to say like second stage of like a process, right? Something's coming towards you that's going to make you an offer, I guess is kind of what I'm getting, or that's going to create a spark for you, that's going to open things up for you, and they want you to embrace the next step after the like initial kind of creation, right? To get a little bit more earthy, get a little bit more involved, be nurturing, nurture that thing, right? That idea, so that you can bring it forward and move it forward into reality from out here down here. Yeah, and being very it's a stability, but it's an excitement, right? It's an involvement. It's a being, a presentness with this new energy, with this kind of hope, I guess, like glimmer of seeing your sort of dreams, or your hopes and wishes and that kind of thing, like seeing where you could maybe jump in and actually like create those and make those a reality. Move towards that. Don't get stuck in your mind, your imagination, continuing to kind of be creative in the ethereal realm, or in your mind, or in within yourself, right? They want you to externalize some of that creativity and really kind of birth it a little bit, right? It's a birthing, like, of course, some of you, I guess, could be having a baby as well. That could definitely be this family energy here. Looking for signs, these birthing cards. But yeah, they want you to be very grounded and down to earth and within your power, right? Within your ability to manifest some things, which seem like, you know, there's some manifestation energies already in your life, which may have manifested things that are outdated now, but they're there, you know what I mean? I'm seeing that you definitely have the ability to do that, so they want you to get in that mode, and hopefully you can benefit from it. Okay, that's it.